What is up, my viewers? Spang here, bringing you another viewer-submitted game commentary thing. Yes. Now, this time, this is the first game this person has sent in to me. His name is The Killer Dude. I approve. I approve of your name, good sir. Now, he is a friend of Never Aims. And as you can tell, he is driving a T40. And yeah, this is an encounter battle. I'm sorry, not encounter, an assault match on Sand River. Yes, that is the name of this map. Anyway, as we see here, it's a pretty low tier match, pretty even match. And here we go. They're talking English. Earlier they were talking in a foreign language, which I could not understand. Just because, again, I am only fluent in one language, and that language is English. I'm sorry, but that's how things are. Now right here we have this Lux just rolling right out there and getting himself killed very quickly. Him finishing him off. The T1 HT on the enemy team really exposing himself to an unfavorable position, to say the least. Now, I'm not sure what that T1 was really thinking, or if he was thinking, but driving out in the open like that, not a very good idea. This tank destroyer on Killer Dude's team apparently thinking it's a good idea to blitz up the middle. Let me tell you, it is not. His team doing a push to the north, not something that I would advise against, but at the same time, his team is on the defense, so unless they're doing that to get into a defensive posture, I typically, as a defensive, if you are on the defense, play defensively. Do not push, do not attack unnecessarily. The only reason you should be pushing forward is to get into a good defensive position, to where you can really just stop that enemy team. But you should really never be charging forward and out there. And wow, 3 kills in a very short period of time in the first 2 minutes of the match. So very well done by Killer Dude here. But as you can see, this is the problem that I was about to bring up. His team really didn't send anything to the south. And by anything, I really mean they didn't really send anything at all. There's not a single tank there. Killer Dude recognizing this as well. His team still completely ignoring this fact. That T46 just sitting up there letting himself get shot. Wow, his team being kind of oblivious here, but you know, it's a good thing so far. The only thing that seems to be coming at his team from the south was that little Panzer 3-4. No way, it was just Panzer 3. I'm sorry, I misspoke. The T1 HT not really have paid anything for his poor decision to stand out in the open, but I think he's gonna pay for this one right here, just deciding to drive right forward. Oh yeah, you can tell this was a bad decision, and he realizes it right now. But is it going to be too late for him? It looks like it very well may be. Just trying to charge up the center, and he gets himself killed. So like I said, driving out in the open like that, I know some people are new to this game, and as a tier 5, okay, it's quite possible he is still fairly new to this game. But in all honesty, please people, I don't care how new you are, just exercise a little common sense and don't drive out into the open where people can shoot at you from pretty much anywhere on the map. That's just, when you think about that, I mean, being completely honest, when you think about that, you realize it's a bad idea. It doesn't take any sort of, it's not anything that's really, requires a lot of problem-solving ability to recognize. But at the same time, people, let's face it, some people in this game are very impulsive and they don't really think before they act. So that's the only thing I guess I'm encouraging here, is think before you do something and really recognize what you're about to do means. And I think you'll find that many times if you realize that you may be about to make a very poor decision like that T1. Now, the enemy team still pushing from the south. He's really the only one doing much to stop it. That Su-85 Bravo moving in kind of on a flanking maneuver. His team really still kind of struggling here in terms of, well, I guess they aren't. The enemy team having made some very poor decisions, apparently in both the north and the center, getting themselves killed. Never Aimed at 3 kills at this point, but having done a pretty good amount of damage. That Hetzer, not really sure what that Hetzer thinks he's doing, besides just really exposing himself to getting shot, but it looks like he will get away without a scratch, so very fortunate for him. The Su-85B working successfully on that flanking maneuver, and that Killer Dude pushing over here, probably going to get this Panzer 3-4, which is going to be rather impressive considering he's a full tier below that Panzer 3-4. Now, 1 tier difference isn't usually too much of a hard thing to overcome, but still, it's always nice when you can kill someone who's a higher tier than you. And he will save his friend right here, the SU-85B, being in a very bad situation, but Killadude saving him, getting his 4th kill, being very helpful towards his team, being very protective for his team, the SU-85 and him working together as what I prefer to call Team TD. So me and my friend usually run that as well. He'll run his 268 and I'll run my E4, T110 E4. And Team TD will rock the enemy team quite frequently. So that Hetzer, again, kind of exposing himself, getting completely flanked and encircled there. You know, basically had 0 chance of survival. Now experience, not too... actually, for a tier 4, that's pretty decent, especially considering Killadude does not have premium. So if he had premium, he'd get approximately 900, maybe even break 1,000 here on the experience, which for a tier 4 match is pretty impressive. Personal achievement, damaging 5, wow, simply 1 away from Confederate. So destroying 4, detecting 3. And not really all too accurate, but with lower tier tanks, it is a little harder to hit what you shoot at, especially at the great distances he was trying to hit. And he managed to take 3 hits, but not really suffer more. He suffered less than 50% damage. So, you know, very well played by him. Just basically sitting in the center and watching his team's back, you know, really from everywhere. His team doing very well for itself, 15-5, a one-sided match, if I do say so. The enemy team really not standing too much of a chance there once they lost their first few tanks and were falling behind. Anyway, if you liked this video, click that like button. If you want to see more, subscribe. And as always, this, I almost got ahead of myself yet again. If you got a replay like Killadude here, send us spanglereplays@gmail.com. Email is in the description as always. And I do want to throw one question out to you guys if you've stuck with me this long. I know I call you viewers, but that's kind of generic. I was wondering if you guys had any ideas on what I should call you. Maybe tankers, or, I mean, tanker is technically the right term for someone who drives a tank. But maybe make up my own term, like Tankineer, or I don't know. That's why I'm asking you guys. Anyway, if you have any suggestions, just comment on it. And as always, this has been Spang, and I'm signing off.